If you've been stuck at the same weight on your lifts or struggling to make any visible progress gaining muscle, even if you work out 4, 5, 6 times a week, watch this video to the end because I'm gonna give you the knowledge that allowed me to start making progress after having a 3-year plateau. I used to be that gym bro that thought you needed to work out 5, 6 times a week to be in your peak physique and have all the muscle gains that you can potentially get. See, I was doing so many exercises per muscle group with all this volume, and yet I didn't make any progress past the initial beginner's gains that I got, and I was wondering what I was doing wrong, because all these fitness influencers who were blowing up were getting insane results, growing at this rate which seemed unnatural, yet they claimed natural, and their strength was increasing, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not getting any of the results that they're getting, not even in the slightest bit? And it wasn't until I read The 4-Hour Body that I completely changed my approach to fitness, having a completely different mindset altogether. And then all of a sudden, like magic, I started increasing strength on my lifts, actually making gains in the gym. And this is what I'm gonna share with you in this video. But before we dive into the knowledge that changed my life, if you're interested in having me help you achieve the physique of your dreams, book a call down below. So what is this new training philosophy and insights and knowledge that allowed me to break my plateaus and start making gains at strength increases at this very quick rate? To illustrate this, I want it to make sense for you, so let's use an analogy. We're gonna take EVs, for example. Let's say you had 2 Teslas, the Plaids, the fastest ones out there, and you had one that was charged to 100%, the other one that's charged to 85. Which one would you rather race in? See, I'm not a scientist, I'm not Elon Musk, I don't know exactly the specifics of this, but just logically approaching it, would you rather be in the car that's fully charged, it has all the maximum power to deploy when it goes and it hits that pedal and it's gonna go for the race? Or would you have the car that's slightly depleted, it's not operating at its full capacity? See, this is exactly how it works with progressive overload, because you can look it up on ChatGPT right now. What's the main factor in driving muscle growth? It is progressive overload. So you take out all the other things, all the garbage volume, all the pump training, and you just focus on trying to get stronger and look at the exact language that's used. The one thing that will actually takes about 48 to 72 hours, which is progressively overloading compound. That is the EV. That is the new training philosophy. And there's a lot of little aspects that we have to dive into in order for you to actually make gains the right way. See, a lot of you are probably like, oh, well, this is some bullshit, progressive overload. I've been hearing that my entire life and I'm still not making gains. Well, it's because you're doing them wrong. See, the reason I used that analogy with the EVs earlier is because you need to understand that muscles heal at a very slow rate. So when you look up how long does it take for a muscle to recover, and it's very important you look at the exact language that's used. They'll say it takes about 48 to 72 hours for adequate recovery. That is the EV that's at 85% battery. That's giving you that adequate recovery. You're good enough to work out, you're not feeling sore anymore, but you're not at the optimal level to add reps to the PR, to add weight, or anything like that. When you actually allow your muscles to fully recover and be in the state of the 100% charged car, like the example we used earlier, you're actually allowing yourself to now be ready to progressively overload and add those reps, add that weight, and make the incremental changes that will stack up time after time. Months and months will go by, and before you know it, you're gonna have added 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds to your bench press lift, depending on where you are in your fitness journey. This is how powerful progressive overload is if done the right way. See, if you look up how long does it take for a muscle to fully recover, it's gonna say 5 to 10 days. That's how slow muscles actually heal at. So what do I do and how did I utilize this knowledge, right? See, you really just need to focus on the main compound lifts, that's it. You're just gonna take 2 exercises for each of your muscle groups. So the shoulders is the exception because it's got it's different, got a lot of different heads, but for the most part, you're just gonna need a shoulder press, right? You're gonna need to do something for your rear delts. Your chest, I would recommend incline dumbbell or barbell for the upper chest, and then I do weighted ring dips. Back, I do a vertical pull and a horizontal pull. Whatever it works for you is fine. For legs, I only do RDLs and then I do box squats. That is it. So it's like my training is so basic, I only pick 1 or 2 exercises per muscle group. It's genuinely that simple. And then what I do from there is I track them and I train full body twice per week. So I spread it out and I give it about at least 3 to 4 days, if not more, sometimes 5 or 6 in between training sessions to make sure that every time I hit a workout, I'm constantly getting stronger. And this is exactly what happens. I've been making so much progress just progressively overloading these compound lifts, not worrying about pump, not doing anything else, not doing any junk volume. I only do 2 sets per exercise that I train. And I've been making insane progress all because of the programming I'm using, the philosophy focusing on progressive overload and really allowing the muscles to fully recover before coming into the gym again. Because if you're operating at that 85% state where you're only partially adequately recovered, it's going to be very hard for you to go from, let's say you use 185 on bench and you're at 10 reps and you want to get to 12. If you're only adequately recovered, it's going to be much harder for you to squeeze out that last 2 reps versus if you're in the 100% recovered state, you have a much greater probability of actually being able to hit that PR. And then what happens once you hit that PR? Now that new weight and reps have ingrained into your central nervous system and the muscle. And it's like, okay, well, we can do 185 for 12. Now, let's do it for 13. Let's do it for 14. Let's do it for 15. And the exact system that I use is either going to be the 8 to 12 rep range or the 10 to 15, depending on the exercise. The heavier lifts, they go towards the 8 to 12, and the ones that are a little bit lighter, they go with the 10 to 15. And all you need to do is find a weight that you can do that will be near failure at 8 or 10 reps, depending on which rep scheme you want to use. And then you just progressively overload the reps. So you say, we'll use that 185 for bench again. Say you find that you can do 10 reps on bench with 185. The next workout, all you need to do for this to be successful is hit 11 or 12 or 13. If it's just one at a time, that's fine. If you hit the same weight, that's okay as well. Make sure you give plenty of rest before the next workout. But your only goal is to increase the reps. And if you're new to this, and if you haven't done this before, you should be flying through weight. Sometimes increasing the reps as much as 3, 4 per time that you come in and hit that exercise. So you can just go through weight insanely quickly. I have a coaching client who's jumped on this exact system, and he's told me in just like a week's time, he threw on 20, 30 pounds in his squat, like 15 pounds on his bench, and he's been getting insane results from just doing this exact system. It's the same thing that's going on for me right now with incline bench, RDLs, squats. All these things are going up like crazy because I'm allowing my muscles to fully recover. I'm sticking to the exact same exercise, the exact same weight, and just increasing the reps. And then once you get to the top of that rep range, whether it's the 12 or the 15 that you're going for, then you reset back to 8 or 10 and you use that new weight, that 5, 10 pounds heavier, whatever it is. And that's when you can jump up the weight. But you keep the same weight until you've accomplished going up in that rep range. So many people try and jump weight too quick without giving it time to have ingrained into your central nervous system and allowing your muscles to get used to it. If you're trying to jump from 135 to 185 in just 2 weeks, it's going to be extremely difficult and your body's going to be shocked, and that's probably going to cause injury. So doing it this way, the little bit slower way, when maybe you could go for that heavier weight, but you just take it a little slower and you make sure you can hit the reps in that higher rep range, you're really allowing your muscles to ingrain this weight, and it's going to allow you to make progress even quicker in the long run. Sometimes the things that aren't sexy or as attractive in the moment now are the things that are going to allow you to stay in the game longer and really make the progress that you're after. So I promise you, if you use this system, you will break every single plateau, no matter what exercise, no matter what muscle it is, and you're actually gonna start making gains. Now, of course, you gotta couple this with the proper diet, good sleep, and all the things that you know, but this is more for the actual method in the gym that will give you results like you've never imagined before. So if you got any value from this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget to book that coaching call if you want my help for you to make progress in your gains and in the gym like you never have before. All right, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching to the end. See you guys in the next one.